Hello, my name's Stephen Murphy. I work for the Falmouth and Exeter Students Union, which is called the FXU.
Can everybody hear Stephen at the back? Can you?
No? Okay. I'll
Thank you.
Project. Yeah.
Project.
I run a project called the Green Living Project. It's housed within the Students Union. It's one of 25 projects funded through the National Union of Students, through the Student Green Fund, to look at sustainability directly with students and run through unions. So we're quite lucky for the opportunity that not only do we have the capacity to have staff working with them on sustainability issues, but they have the funds to back up a lot of the projects we wanted to do. The money does come from the EU, so it's a great way that we see EU funds getting invested directly back into the community through sustainability. The official line of what I do is to try and embed an ethos of sustainability among students and staff. So that's generally, we've got a few aspects of the project that we do that through. Part of what I try and focus on through this is root causes of climate change. So we're looking a lot more at, there's three main areas that takes its form, and that is in relocalizing food production, relocalized economics, and reconnection with nature. So those are the three main sort of root causes of sort of climate change and environmental destruction that are trying to shape all of the bits of the project that we work on. So whilst there is sort of momentum to try and focus on light switches and chargers, I try and avoid those as the core actions that you're going to do, and we spend a lot more time with people getting outside and actually getting their hands dirty, literally as well as not just figuratively. So in that light, I'll just run through a few of the things that we do through the project.
So
and
right
then I'll got it. Yep. And then I'll get on to the reason I'm probably standing up here, which is the funk, which is which is our local student currency that we've set up. But I think one of the most exciting things I find about this project is these guys. And working with a load of young, motivated, really inspiring people who are actually trying to shape the future that essentially is theirs to inherit. Because I don't know if we can have a show of hands, all the under 25s in the room.
We've got two. Have we got two?
I'm 36.
You could have done that.
Possibly that's my fault, but I couldn't get minibuses, so I couldn't bring them down, so I must apologise for that, because I could have auto-loaded them down. But it is really amazing working with these guys and seeing them as the future, because we can talk about this amongst ourselves, but it's really going to be up to them. They're going to be ones that are feeling the brunt of the economic crisis. They're going to be feeling the brunt of climate change. So it's really refreshing working with them. And they do get their hands very dirty, especially this lot. So we have our waster crew, which are our compost collectors. And once a week they go around and they collect all food waste from halls. So in every single kitchen, all 207 kitchens, they've got a caddy. And we collect their food waste. We get between 1/2 ton and 3/4 of a ton of waste every week. This is the crew that go around and they get up to their elbows, emptying the stuff out, turning the compost, washing out the trucks. There's a picture of them that wasn't staged at all, purely natural. And then this is some of the compost. This is the food waste that's busy decomposing, and then we use that in the allotments. The second part of the project, which is my personal favourite, is our Resistance is Fertile farm stall. So we buy in organic veg from a few local suppliers, and we sell it all at cost. So it's run by volunteers, it's supported by the Green Living Project. So there's no cost to the farmer gets 100% of what they can get for the produce, and we get to sell all of our veg at cost, basically, and sometimes below cost if it rounds off to £1 kind of thing. And we get through roughly £200 a week, but the potential for that I think is much greater. Then looking at plastic waste, we've got 2 sort of campaigns on plastic waste. One of them is Keep It Cool, which is like reusable steel water bottles. So we're doing some educational stuff in conjunction with Surfacing and Sewage, teaching people the damage that specifically plastic water bottles have on the marine environment. And then we provide solutions where we sell these bottles similar to these for a subsidised rate. They're about £5 each a bottle, which is cheaper than anywhere else you can buy them. So we're providing solutions at the same time as offering, telling them what the problems are. So there's one of our water bottles. We've got, because it's a creative university in Falmouth side, we've got some what we think are relatively innovative and cool ideas to try and get students to engage in the project. So that's people keeping their cool in various situations. The next thing is got a hottie, so we've got the cool for the water bottles. Then we've got the hotties, which is for coffee cups, disposable coffee cups and plastic lids. So again, we provide these compostable, bamboo, reusable coffee cups. They've got silicone lids and grips. So we provide those at a really affordable rate. They're £3.50 per cup. So it means that it's at a price that students can really actively participate in it. So they're amazing colours. They've proved to be really popular. Another thing that was designed actually by this student who's doing 3D design is gingerbread lids. So we bake, roughly about 100 of these gingerbread lids. So this here, oh wait, it's laser. Couldn't the laser, sorry, laser. I'm glad someone got that. Yeah. So we've got these gingerbread lids that we bake them. They're made by a local deli called Hedgerow, all using all organic ingredients, and that is our alternative to the plastic lid that you get with the cup. So we're going to hopefully start selling those at some point soon, but at the moment we give them away to anyone who comes with their reusable cup. And as you can dip it in your coffee. Onto the energy side of things, we've partnered up with Community Energy Plus, and we've trained the whole team of home energy assessors, which is our team Cozy, is how they're branded. And they're meant to come into your house and tell you how to be warm, cozy, deal with damp, mold, look at any potential health issues, reduce your energy bills. That's basically, I don't know if you're familiar with Community Energy Plus, but it's basically what they do. But now we've got peer-to-peer educational stuff with students. That is from our Cozy Cafe. So we run a Cozy Cafe where we teach them to knit and make nice warm things, and then hopefully try and slip in to get them to have a home energy assessment. We put up a yurt in the campus.
He said like that.
we just put it. Yeah, it's in the library. It was quite nice because it's a very stark concrete glass, like very formal and official space. And we created this very unofficial space. That's very cozy and round and quite opening and welcome, which is something I try and do quite a lot, is with things with space. The next thing we've got. So this is the whole rolling up your sleeves and getting dirty. Is our digital detox series, and this is our hall's energy saving campaign on campus. And last year we ran one where we'd walk into a kitchen and say, oh, did you know if you could unplug this charger and if you could turn off this light switch, then here's a little calculation, you say, and if millions of people do this, we save million tons of carbon, which makes a all difference to the overall thing, because we need major change to our energy system in order to make a difference. So what we decided to do this year is our digital detox. So what we do is we say the best way to save energy is to just get outside where you're not using any of it. So we take them out. And the thing is, they get an appreciation for nature. They get an understanding of what it is they're trying to conserve. Because there's a lot of work done by nature workshops, talking about how, this nature deficit disorder, whereby we're scared of nature, we don't know what it is. And they say, oh, we have to save nature. And you're like, well, I see nature on TV. You know, maybe once a year I go for holiday for a week, and that's nature. Was that 10 minutes already? Goodness.
That's all right, keep going.
Sorry.
Okay for a minute.
So what we're trying to do is get them to engage with nature and get out there, get outdoors, get the wind in their face. As you can see from the person there, you know, she's got leaves everywhere, hair's wild, there's got rain all over the place, and she's smashed up all her phone and remote. So we get them out. We're just starting this part of the project, so we've got plans to go out foraging. They're going to go out and do some woodland days. So anything that involves reconnecting with nature, and then we'll slip in a few energy questions at the same time while we've got them there. So yeah, making fires, love making fires. Another part of the project is the allotments. We reinstated the allotments. We've got about 30 students all interested in growing, so we support them in producing some food locally, and they really did produce some amazing food last year. Not the sort of quantities that we want to see, but you know, it was a good start from just a field of couch grass when we started. I think tomorrow they're actually rotivating the whole space so they can build a nice sort of permaculture aligned garden. We have a Jaguar Shed, which is our home for sustainability, activism and creativity. So we built a straw bale shed in one of the outer fields of the university. It's surrounded by trees. It's a space outside of the formal university setting. So it's not a seminar room, it's not a lecture theatre, it's not the library. It's got wobbly walls. It's a bit more sort of friendly environment for people to get together and come up with amazingly creative eco ideas. Which brings me on to the funk. So this is the currency that we've developed. I've got some of them here.
Could you pass them around, do you think, Tom?
I do have some samples to pass around, yes. I've had to write samples on them because they are actually legal tender. So here we go, you can send some around. And it's amazing because, I mean, one of the nice things about the projects is we just have to have fun with students around sustainability. So we get to put Jaguar with the straw in his mouth, signifying local food revolution. And the Banksy that was, you know, with carrots in his hand, was taken off the Resistance is Fertile Farm store. So a lot of those students that you've seen, the home energy assessors, the wasters and that, are paid. So they get paid a living wage, quite a decent hourly rate to do that work. Last year we paid them in cash, but we had no guarantee that, firstly, that they were spending the money sustainably, because they could just go to Asda or Domino's or, you know, McDonald's or whatever and spend their cash that I'd given them for the hard-earned sustainability work. And secondly, we wanted to give them an idea about localized economics, just so they could really have a chance to think about things that were actually quite outside of their experience. Like, you know, they've totally grown up inside a neoliberal capitalist economic system. They don't really understand any alternatives. So a lot of them had even heard of an alternative currency. So we printed a whole lot of these, the funks. Got an agreement with local businesses to accept them. So I pay the students in the funk. They go and spend it in local businesses, and then the businesses collect them together and invoice them back to the project. We have 18 businesses so far. That's spending them in somewhere. That's in the till. So in Falmouth and Penwith, I take a portion of my salary in that. So one day a week I get paid completely in funks. So I'm actually the largest single recipient of it. It seems a bit silly sometimes because I go in the shop, I spend loads of them, and then I say, "Oh, you want to give those back to me with an invoice?" And I'll take them to work. And I spend it, you know. Apart from that, the businesses all seem to really love it. It's the sort of precursor to a local currency in that they've had to sort out their financial systems and you know, for a third thing, you know, cash, checks, bank transfer, funds. Yeah, the students all really love it. It's like their fun money, so they get to go to nice places and spend this money in a sustainable way. I forgot to mention, it's called the FUNC, which is the Falmouth and Exeter Students Union New Currency.
Okay.
It was called the Falmouth and Exeter Students Union Currency Token, which I thought made a nice comment on you know, what we thought about our local, you know, not local economy, but the economic system. We decided to change that because we might get a few complaints. I suppose the other thing, because we got, I got a load of notes delivered and I get to dish them out. My mom's really happy because effectively now I'm a banker.